Let it be known from all ends of the internet to the other, on all communities, on all chats. Maru is dead. He has been killed by Dark. Send the Ravens, let everyone know. He is no longer able to participate in this finals. And now the question is, who does Jin Air send to defeat Dark, to get revenge? Try to tie this series up and force a 7th game. What do you think, Moonblade?
I think it's going to have to be Cure because it is a Zerg player, and I think they need to deal with him.
Trap, though.
It's Trap. I keep getting these wrong, Wolf, and you keep getting them right. You're just too good at this.
I just somehow do this. 5-3 in Pro League, but most importantly, 2-0 versus Zerg this season, and Trap doing a lot better on Jin Air than he ever did on Incredible Miracle.
That is for sure. He's really come a long way since then. We don't get to see him too often there, so I'm looking forward to this one. What he's got planned. No doubt he's out here for a reason. Most likely to snipe these Zerg players, and has a couple of all-ins perhaps ready. Yeah. Not bad maps for him to come out on either. It's going to be Echo and then Coda to finish things off.
Yeah, 2 2-player maps left. All right. Dark, 3-4 versus Protoss. Not the same impressive record that he has versus Terran.
Certainly not.
And he already did show us a very aggressive style today. He has the ability. He has that extra life. They have one more player they can use, most likely to be Dream.
Dream or Sue, you know, they're waiting, just waiting for this game to end, and it's going to be one hell of a match for Trap to go through again.
I would not even be surprised if he went for an early pool on this map. He has a lot of options, a lot more options than Trap. The last man standing, the only one they can rely on here. All right, it's all coming down to this. If Dark is able to take just one more win, SKT not only wins round 3, but will have secured the 4th place spot in points for the grand finals. 1 win left, that's all they need. And they have an extra life, something that Jin Air does not have. Maru is dead and gone. And Trap will have to make not only this work, but will need to win the next map as well. A very tense moment here for Jin Air. The fan votes are pouring in. No doubt Dark will be favored by the fans, knowing the Korean community and the netizens.
I think in general, though, you know, Dark definitely has the edge over this kind of player. It's always a big question for the 4th player for Jin Air. It's going to be Trap this time, but it could really be anyone in that remaining lineup because they are just not the same level as Rogue, SOS, and Maru.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Dark, all the momentum on his side. If he loses, doesn't matter as much. No pressure. He just defeated Maru, one of the best players in the world, the best Terran in the world, and his matchup, what he prepared. And now all he needs to do is win one single best of 1. Let's find out if he can do it, or if Trap is going to bring us to a Game 7 here at the Round 3 Finals. Down here, the bottom right, the Maru Slayer. It's Dark.
And up here in the top left, do have the last hope for Jin Air, Trap. Got to get 2 kills now. One's going to have to be Dark, the other, I dare say it might be Dream.
Dream or Sue, the most likely candidates. I would vote for Dream.
I would give Dream a shot, man. That kid is just something else.
Incredible play in TVP. Despite losing to his teammate Classic, looked really strong. Looks like we are going to see perhaps an early forge here in the cannon attempt. We did see Dark took 55% of the vote, so a lot of Trap fans out there actually believe him.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely out here for a reason. They would have had to prepare pretty well for the Zerg players because they are a big threat, and it's one of Maru's biggest weaknesses right now. So they were expecting something like this to happen. Just about when will it happen? Yeah. And I was seeing a drone scout as well from Dark, so he's keeping things safe.
And it's definitely going to pay off. We are going to see a forge placed here now. Unless he follows his teammate's example and goes gate first, which SOS has been showing, and in fact he does. very strange opening that we're seeing a lot of the time from you know, we just saw it from SOS like 4 games out of the 5 that he played yesterday. One of the games he actually did cannon rush and got him a win. But we could see a hatch block here as well.
Yeah, he's going to be a little bit late this time around.
And a hatch block versus a gateway.
Yeah, that could be it. He went for the hatch first, though, so I think he might not have enough time to do it. It's a little bit harder to go for a hatch block against the gateway as well, because he can just chrono out Zealots.
Yeah.
It's not like the biggest loss in the world, and he can also tech faster. For now, though, he's going to delay it.
Pretty significantly, even with 2 probes here. That's the end of it, though. Be forced away and the spawning pool placed. Now, as you see a normal opening from Dark here, everything's very standard. The question now becomes, what does Trap do with his early gateway, with his early tech? Will it be Stargate? Is he going to try to do mortal shenaniganry? Will we see a quick warp prism? Those are the questions.
It's a tough one. This is a pretty good map for Protoss to go into the mid to late game with as well. There's a lot of great places to fight with force field. The whole middle of the map is riddled with choke points that a few force fields will completely block off. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that, you know, that third base into heavy Sentry Stalker sort of play. And it will be up to Dark to kind of deal with that, most likely with Vipers.
Yeah.
But unless that, Trap might have something that comes a little bit quicker.
True. True.
Stargate would be the way to go if he is going to fish for a third base as well.
I think we'll probably see an Oracle build here. It's my guess, just based off of the popularity of it, how good it is on this map, and how it's basically the way to secure a third. It's like someone else won something.
Oh, I love those backpacks.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The company is called HTML.
It's kind of weird that they were allowed. I guess it's not really a company, right? It's just the name of a code.
Like what's the word for this? It's the name of
a protocol.
Protocol. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Well, at this point, I mean, these Lings are going to come up here. Going to get denied by the Stalker. Should be able to block them out. Yep.
Just in time. Sentry is going to be next up, so it kind of leads me to believe it will be a third base.
Could still be Sentry drop type build as well.
That could be true as well. We'll see if he adds a couple more gateways, maybe a Forge. Forge is usually the one that makes sense. Or we can't go for with a more of a later upgrade sort of style.
That pylon placement leads me to believe we're going to see a Robo, but actually it's gates that we see
more
here.
Gates, okay. Okay. Well, if he stays at 3 gateways, then most likely it's going to be that gateway expands.
Yeah, pressure a little bit. Use your mothership core to recall if need be. Put a lot of pressure on.
Look how many Lings are coming out, though. 20 Lings on the way.
See, this is what I said. Dark totally has an opportunity to all in here.
This is ambitious play there. Does he suspect something might be coming is the next question?
That's a good point as well, as Overlord wasn't able to see anything. Definitely going to allow him to shut this attack down hard.
Yeah.
Especially because he's going to have speed by the time it hits.
If it ever hits, though. He's adding a Stargate now, actually. A much later Stargate. Has gone up to 4 gases from here.
Oh, the Stalker is going to get caught. Okay, good move to escape there. The Pylon will survive. The Probe actually likely to survive as well.
This is very empty pressure coming from Trap. He's no big all-in from this. 3 gateways. The Pylon's going to force out, you know, a big reaction of Lings, which we are already seen from Dark, as well as a big kind of counterattack by the looks of it.
Yeah, he even let it finish. It's just like really trying to get him to keep making Lings. Those at Dark is at 26 drones with all the Lings he's made in this game.
Well, look at this. Look how many Lings are coming across the map as well. This could catch him off by surprise once speed is finished.
He's going to just recall. He needs a force field, though. How quickly does he react?
Oh,
no, missed force field. That Sentry had 43 energy. Would have had a second force field soon after.
Even a recall at this point will not be that useful. That's going to be recalling back 4 Stalkers. That is not enough against this many Lings.
Sentries are the key here. He needs to keep warping them in. Needs to chrono boost. Even making an Oracle at this point would be a pretty good idea, I'd say, if he can afford it.
Well, it's going to be unpowered for now. Building that wall of pylons there. It's not going to last forever. He does have a bunch of force fields ready for when these buildings do come crashing down there.
The mothership core, it looks like it's actually going to fly back, so it can use the Nexus Cannon. There goes the gateway.
There's the Nexus Cannon. Very nicely done from Trap. He's going to lose the Cyber in a second.
Yep, Cyber is going down, and that will require force fields. The Lings get in here.
Oh, not the best of force fields, but it might just be enough to force him back.
Yeah, a bit surprised Dark didn't try to run in. Now he's going to. Cannons are finishing. Oh, but he gets into the main with not that many links, but enough to cause some serious disruption.
Yeah, it's going to cause a lot of disruption. And it looks like we're going to see a massive follow-up of links as well. 28 more in currently building.
He's totally all in at this point. This has to win him the game, but I just can't see it happening.
I think he missed his opportunity.
The gate wall is tight.
Yep.
Notice the first thing he did when he came in here was unpower those gates. He just really wants to overwhelm him here. But I mean, this is a very fundamental thing about StarCraft. Is melee units, if there's a wall there, can do nothing. It can literally do nothing.
Well, now that the Federal Overcharge is finished for now, maybe there's an opportunity, but an Oracle going to kill Infinity Links before it runs out of energy.
Yeah, literally Infinity.
Infinity
plus probably like 2 more links he'll get after Infinity.
Yeah.
After all time has passed.
Infinity plus plus.
after the universe ends, it will get like 2 more link kills.
That's how ridiculous it is. And +1 is on the way. And a second Oracle. So really Trap has this on lockdown. Dark did not find the damage he needed to. He's going into drones from here, but he is playing big catch-up right now.
Yeah, man. Basically playing mustard at this point. That's how far behind he is. Like, we can't even imagine. We can't even imagine what the plan is from here. Hope that Trap makes a lot of mistakes. That's not really a plan.
No.
That's more of a dream.
Well, I don't think there's really any mistakes to be made at this point either. Like, what's he going to do? Maybe he gets us around on these sentries with the links. I think that might be the one shot he has at a mistake advantage.
The only wrong choice that Trap can make is to try to move out and take a third base right now with his army, I guess.
He just waits to +1, then he actually will not die to links. He just make like 3 zealots to buff for them, and there's no way links will do damage. And then you take your third, then you go into that very simple mid-game with Blink Stalker.
The Void Ray is really cool here. It almost suggests that perhaps Trap is expecting a big Ling Roach follow-up to be the final all-in. The Void Ray obviously can fire without expending energy as well, so it's pushing the Lings off. It can use its little, like, cool Q-tip to, like, push them away. Cool Q beam just, like, forces the Lings away.
Yep.
And
Big Wolf into Stalkers. Maybe he's going for that empty third, or maybe no third at all. Simply go for that big all-in.
I think that's a good choice.
Not a bad choice at all.
Yeah, I think that's the best choice to get a win here right away for sure.
You know, the Roach Warren hasn't even finished. It's finishing up now. He's going to have to pump out a lot of Roaches to deal with this.
He does have some empty supply you can actually use for that. The Oracles come back to help defend these links. Doesn't even turn them on until like you have to. Really like how conservative being with that energy.
Yeah, there's no reason not to at this point. You know, just wait for them to fight and kill them.
And look at how many pylons he's making as well, just make sure this push will occur. Now Darkest supply block. Guardian shield goes up, take Colossus for vision. And here come those flying units now. It's not Colossus anymore.
Roach is out of position here. They're going to go for the surround, but look at the air units helping out so much against these Zerglings.
Even spent his wings to target the Colossus, and that was fake. And this is looking like it is just going to be way too much for Dark to handle, especially considering this Void Ray is here in the mix, giving vision, amongst other things, doing an insane amount of damage to armored units.
Oh, beautiful time off on that ramp with the natural as well. Just buying all the time in the world.
Another time warp goes down here. This one not the most efficient, but it's good enough. It slows these drones down. The Force Fields continue to hit that ramp. Mainly he's fighting half the army at a time. His army's already bigger than both the armies together. You fight them both separated, then that's GG. That's going to be game over here. Trap will bring us to Game 7.
Game 7. Trap doing some serious work. Looking amazing. Oh, man. Final map.
Generic Coach looks like Trap was. I think he's just so overwhelmed by how close this series is turning out to be.
It's getting ridiculous. Coda, the final map. And now SKT going to have to bring out, I believe, Dream is the last choice here. Who else could you possibly pick in this sort of situation?
Unless they want a PvP with Billowy, which actually is not a bad idea. I don't know if Dream's a better decision, but sending Billowy out to PvP is another feasible option.
Well,
I think Billowy's PvP is incredible, especially in playoffs.
You haven't been wrong yet, Wolf, so I'm gonna believe you this time.
Well, I'm going for Dream as well. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Like if Billowy comes out here, I'm not going to be like, what? I'll be like, oh, this is a sick choice too.
They bring out Zaun. It's like time to get some new players, some experience. like I don't know if that was the right choice, man.
Yeah, like Sansari out, he like just does a proxy Marauder rush. I'm like, oh man.
Like he was expecting that, man. Like, it's sorry.
Yeah, I think Dream is definitely the best pick. Although, again, like I said, I would not be surprised. My ability down would surprise me like crazy. I'd probably have to just walk out or do. I'd walk straight down the stairs that are right next to this booth, go directly to the SK bench and ask them why. So I can come back and give you guys the answer.
Yeah, that would be such a mystery.
All right. We've come all the way to the end. You know, I looked at the series. I predicted SKT. I was expecting a probably 4-2, 4-1, a 4 as soon as Maru is gone victory.
Yeah.
The generic score I thought would depend on Maru's wins alone. But proven wrong so far. Trap takes a win. And if he can play this last game perfectly, it's possible.
Very possible.
That Jenner wins this.
This is kind of the situation they wanted, you know, but Trap came out one game too early.
Yeah.
Now SKT has a turn to react to this, bring out the player they want to against the Protoss players. And I'm just very curious to see who it's going to be.
I think Dream is, again, the safest pick. He's a solid TPP player, very aggressive, you know, not as good as Maru in the matchup, no doubt, but that doesn't matter anymore. I think sending Dream out is the safest pick. Billowy, if he's prepared for PvP, might be better. If he's like insanely in the zone right now, his PvP is so good, you know, that we're not seeing televised matches of him playing it, but in the house he's like blowing everybody out of the water. He's like wrecking Classic. Classic is like, no, you've got to send him out here. I mean, that's something that we could see. Just much more unlikely, right?
Yeah, that would be actually really fun to see, though, as well.
Super technical.
Super technical counter to the pretty, you know, weak Protoss lineup we do see from Jinner outside of SOS.
Like, if you compare Dream and Billowy, like, Dream is like 1,000 times better. Like, maybe 1,002 times better.
And it had a lot more success in finals, in grand finals. So,
but, you know, it's like if you pick Billowy here, you're picking him for PvP, right? You're picking him for this matchup. You're picking him for his, you know, basically his success of this matchup in playoffs in the past. So you pick Dream, you're picking him because he's a better player. We're going to find out who the pick is, guys, after our final 3-minute commercial break. We'll be right back.